Alright guys, been a little while since I've seen y'all. Thought I'd do a little video here. You know how my little videos go. They usually turn into long videos. But we'll see how it goes. Trying to think, it's 2023. What are we in? May? We're about to be in June. Let's say it's June the 1st, because today's actually Memorial Day. And boy, finally got a little bit of warm weather. It's been like winter time here in South Carolina the past couple of days. Bike week was a lot of rain, and anybody that went to Atlantic Bike Week, then you definitely got rained on. No doubt. I was not there, but definitely a lot of rain. So let's talk about 13 Voyager. Do a little walk around here. Still rocking a Harley Davidson wheel. Actually got two of them. Running a Dunlop on the front right now. Seat's been done here. We did that probably, it's been a year now. Anybody interested, there's a guy named Scott. He's got a Facebook page. It's called dang, hold on, I'm gonna do one better for you guys. I've got a wet business card here. Slim's Custom Upholstery. I don't know if that's coming through on the phone number, but that is his business card for anyone that may be wanting a seat done. Did a real good job with mine. Did all three pieces. Not going to say how much, because I don't know how much he'll charge other people. He might have really ripped me off, who knows, but I do not believe he did. I believe I got an excellent deal from Scott. He's in the South Carolina area. Put a heater in here. Put a heater in the passenger. As you can see, the stitching there, got silver stitching with the black, and then on the black stuff we got black stitching. But really good job. He did a good job. 6.5 speakers straight into the bags. Gosh guys, I don't even know what to say anymore, because I think I've covered everything there is to cover on this thing anymore. Of course, we're running the Cobra 4 still. If you're thinking about the Shark Roads, hey, come on over to Facebook group I'm a part of, Kawasaki Voyager Vaquero group, 1700 group, something like that. I think we got about 7,000 members right now. Y'all come on over. Get you a discount code if you want to do some Shark Road stuff. I think we're doing a 15%. They put a 15% discount code for the group. So Shark Roads, you know, hey, I don't have them, but I've heard nothing but good things about them. I have nothing from Shark Roads, but everything as far, they're doing handlebars now for the bike. They're doing the exhaust for the bike, and not just one exhaust. They've got 3-4 different varieties and 3 or 4 different tips, and they can do black and they can do chrome, and they can do it all. Okay, so go check them out, Shark Roads. First, come to the Facebook group, join up, and get your discount code on there, and go from there. Let's just talk HD wheel. That's a 19. Anybody that wants to do it, you're gonna have to either find a shop that wants to help you out. You've got a couple of options. This is a floating rotor. It actually does not touch the hub at all. It's just 5 mounting points. You're gonna have to take a little bit off of those mounting points if you want to do it this way. If I had to do it all over again, I would not, I'll say it again, I would not do it the way that I did it. And the way I did it is I took 1/8 of an inch off of each one of these mounting spots on both sides. I would instead take the time, I would take my forks off, and I would take the forks to a machine shop, and I'd let them ground, machine down 1/8 of an inch off of how the brake calipers mount. Because this is the whole reason that you have to take 1/8 of an inch off. The reason is, if you don't, your rotors are not going to fit in with your caliper. Okay, you're going to be rubbing. If you can even force them on to fit. They're 1/8 of an inch off on each side. So if I had to do it over again, I would just simply take the fork. I'd get on the inside, right on the inside where my finger is here on the fork. I'd take 1/8 there, and I'd take 1/8 up here. And what that would allow me to do, and it will allow you to do as well, at least I'm 79.999% sure it will. It will allow, well, 99.999% sure. It would allow you to put any Street Glide wheel that you wanted to on this motorcycle, no matter what. And when I say any, I'm talking any aftermarket front wheel or any CVO wheel or any wheel. Because once you did that, you would automatically be set up that the wheel would just automatically fit. There wouldn't be anything you would have to do to another wheel. That would be a 21-inch wheel. Which, if you do a 21, you're going to have to do something with your fender, okay? So don't jump the gun on that yet. If you do a 21, you're going to have to get a fender rising kit that'll bring this fender up some. One reason, let me put up one finger. One reason I haven't done a 21. The reason I have not gone 21, this right here. This is a fork brace. We had a guy making them there for a while. I'm not sure you can still buy those fork braces, but it was at vulcanbagger.com, and his name was Gary. So this is actually Gary's fork brace. So by doing a 21, I'm pretty confident that I'd have to lose that fork brace, and I'm just not prepared to lose that fork brace. So that's that with the wheel, okay? Got any more questions about a wheel? Let me know. I'll try to put in all the information down there. Horns, of course, we're still running 2 horns. For those of you that don't know, the reason I did 2 horns, not 1, is both for the uniform look, because it looks right, and I recommend 2 horns. If you're doing a Stebble or Wolo, whatever horn you're doing, I really recommend 2, because if 1 fails, if the compressor stops, if you've got a fuse blew on one, at least the other one is still going to blow. That's kind of my reasoning for 2. Plus, it just looks right. These lights right here are simply Amazon type stuff there. These, for those of you who haven't seen, I just added some of that stuff. I bedazzled it. Bedazzled. It's basically what that is almost. Those are just bolt covers. But the key is there's no bolt in here. There's no bolt. The way that I've got these mounted is there's actually double-sided tape, Gorilla tape actually. Used to do 3M tape religiously, but the Gorilla tape is some amazing stuff. I think it's actually better than 3M tape. So the Gorilla tape's basically in this area right here on the inside, and then I've got zip ties. Now the beautiful thing about this is if I wanted to just take that zip tie off, I could. That tape is holding it, so there's nothing to worry about. You know, if you just didn't like the way that looked, you leave it on there about 2-3 days, cut it, and you'll be done. But that's actually for a Harley Davidson Street Glide. Probably fits like the Electric Glide. It's probably any Harley Davidson, because basically their forks are basically all the same. Of course, this is I don't know who made that light. That's an Amazon thing. Couldn't tell you who made it. But Amazon. A lot of people try to steer you in a direction of some expensive lights. Do not let them steer you towards the expensive lights. These fog lights have been on this bike for at least 2 or 3 years and no troubles. So stick with the cheaper stuff. Here's a secret. You know, you go to these fancy shops, you know, the base, got one based out of North Carolina, I believe. And I'm not going to say their name, but guess where this is made? It's made in China. Guess where the stuff that they get is made? It's made in China. They've got a U.S. home, but it's all manufactured in China. Let's don't fool ourselves. Probably the same place that those came from is where theirs came from. So don't get suckered into paying an extra $100 for something because it's got a USA address. It's probably not made in the USA. All right, sub. Anybody that ever wanted to do this, Stereo Shop could probably help you. This is actually, to be honest, that is plastic right there. That is actually, I'm gonna give away my secret here. That is actually a cutting board. This part right here on the front is actually a cutting board. I think the cutting board cost me about 10 or 12 bucks. I have in my life so far making things, I've bought about 5 or 6 of these cutting boards. They are great at making things. If I ever decide that I'm going to finally do my pocket system fiberglass, it will be made with a cutting board on the front as a faceplate. It will have a cutting board. So when you see it, it's probably going to have that cutting board. I'm going to put it at 99% chance. So that's that. Not a lot of airspace in there. I'm going to estimate that is 3/10 of a foot of cubic airspace in there. So it has no room to really do anything as far as amplifying any bass or giving it any room to move around. This is a Polk 8-inch MM series sub. I'd estimate it probably needs 2 cubic feet of space. 1 to 3 cubic feet is where I'd put it to really have any solid effect. And that's in a car. So you've got an enclosure inside of an enclosure. Because all a subwoofer does is move air. So when you get something like this, it's on the outside of your bike, you're moving the atmosphere and it fills in, but you're not going to get any boom, 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 you know, type stuff. But it does fill in fairly well. Graphic designs here. Go to your local graphic shop. That's actually eBay right there. Just picked out some what do you call it? Script. What script I wanted, and made up some sayings. That says 6 speed. This says let's ride. Of course, it says MEtricoil.com down there. They've held up extremely well. There's another one that says MEtricoil.com, and it's got a YouTube sign. Dress up. Did bedazzle some more, y'all. Bedazzle. We're going back to like the early 2000s or something. Bedazzle. Those are bolt cover kits. Bolt cover kits. You can get them Advanced Auto wherever, you know, wherever they sell bedazzle type stuff. But put them on a fair amount of bolts. You know, chances are I will not be pulling those bolts off. So let's just dress them up some. Back here we got some more as well. Chrome always looks good on black. You know, silver looks good on black. Just does. Make sure I'm still recording because I hit the screen. I think that's about it, guys. I'm not gonna bore y'all because I've already bored myself today. Kawasaki bar. I tried to sell these for a while. I told y'all once upon a time I bought like a dozen of them. Okay, here's the deal. Don't know the number. If you ask me in a comment, I will find out what this number is. Last time I looked on Amazon, you could buy this bar, not the plate, not the holder, just the bar. You can buy it for $67. 67.00, 67 bucks. You add in the license plate part, you're probably going to add another 80 bucks for that part. And that just bolts up here. And this is actually a curved one. But great deal, 67. My heart shape, I've got a broken heart now, I guess. I just put some chrome down the middle. Don't ask me why I did it, but it did it. Kind of grew on me, never took it off. camera, still running dash cams front and rear. Of course, this camera system, I've had it for 3 years, probably since 2018. Probably got that camera system, so it's worked tremendously well. Tint. This is black vinyl. Vivid is actually the company that makes that tint. It's pretty black. The LEDs do shine through pretty well though. Aftermarket antenna, because I lost the ball of my antenna. This is probably $8 or $9. Let me tell y'all a secret though about aftermarket radios. If you're an FM type person and you're going to be using FM radio, do not get a Kenwood. Get you a Pioneer. Kenwood is great at a lot of things, but they are not great when it comes to tuners. Pioneer is the super tuner, and you will go better with a Pioneer FM tuner than you will any other radio out there on the market. Air kit. Let's talk air kit for real quick. Aftermarket. Yes. Aftermarket custom. Alright. Nobody else has got an air filter like that on a Kawasaki. Nobody. That is actually for a Harley Davidson. They do make air kits for our bike. I didn't like the way that any of the roaring toys people put their air kits. I didn't like the look. I like this. So this is actually for a it's probably for an 800 Sportster. Now here's the deal. Alright, these air kits, they're all basically the same. The only thing different with these air kits, if you were to buy one for a Sportster, you were to buy one for a Street Glide, you were to buy one for an Electric Glide, whatever you're buying it for, the only real difference with these kits is this. In my case, this. Typically, they come with a thicker back plate. That back plate's going to dictate if it's got how big the throat opening is. Of course, on our bikes, we've got two throats. We've got one here, and then you'll have another one over here. And Harley's just got one huge throat. But that is just a machined item. Same machine shop that did some of my other work. They did this. They cut it. I bedazzled it. Man, I'm loving that word, bedazzled. For those of you that like them Pep Boys type things. AutoZone. So I'll put that on there. But they could do something like this for you. And you could toss this in and you'll have whatever you want. Just got an aluminum block there in the middle there. And I don't have a lot of money in it. It actually cost me less. This cost me less than what you could buy a Roaring Tories for. Cost me less. These are switchblades. Come up and down. The good thing about switchblades, Kuryakin, if you're buying dualies, be careful because they are getting knocked off left and right. These haven't been knocked off yet. Another tip. If you're going to buy these and you want to get the knocked off version, that's fine with the pegs. The only thing is they're really light. They're cheaper metal. They're just cheaper. But the clamps, buy the Kuryakin clamps. They've got they've got more components in here and it works a lot better. This thing is rock solid. It's got teeth in there and they actually grab and they actually really clamp down. Chinese do not do that. Bars. These are Harley Davidson bars. I don't know if you can still find these or not. I don't know if the chromes are available. I have seen some black ones recently. Anybody that wants to do something like this, of course you can come up with your own ways of doing things, but I actually just cut into my center cowl there. That's actually cut out, and what that allows is it allows these risers to go straight in there and I can get my full turn and it works out well. Voltage and USB ports are over here. Anybody that wants to do something like that, Should come from the factory like that. Kawasaki, if you need somebody to come and work for you, I'm available. I think we could redesign a Kawasaki Voyager pretty well. GPS, 7-inch. Good. Oxford heated grips. They're getting kind of old. These are probably 3 years old. You see this? They're worn pretty well. I've got another set. I'm just too lazy to put them on. But they're getting worn out. Last thing, guys. I'm actually done. If you got any questions about anything you've seen that I didn't cover, let me know. If you don't know what this is a key fob. It's not for my car, it's not for my truck. It is actually for this bike. I no longer use my key. I now use the key fob. This is a company called Digital Guard Dog. Give them a little plug. Been using this probably 2 years now, and I actually just replaced my battery. I'll give you a tip, any of you that might have this system. It's gonna flash green right there. I don't know if we can see that. It's green, right? If it ever starts flashing red, red means the battery's about to go dead. So you need to change this battery. In the past, I always had it for push button start. I've now got it on proximity. So basically what we've got now anymore is we don't have to push a button. We just get the key nearby, turn it on, and everything comes on. So anybody thinking about doing that, wouldn't change a thing about it. There's your lights now with the tint. So that's your lighting. And also, I don't know if you saw the bag lights there. Got bag lights on this thing. Those are actually really cheap. Those are $15. Try to get you a link. Say you want to see a link, I'll try to get you a link. So, GPS. We got the Kenwood. I'll do one more thing and we are actually done. Don't know what all this is saying, but anyway. So here's your map. So it does a lot. This has actually got a weather map also built in. So let's see what this thing sounds like with the Cobra pipes. So this is Cobra. These are actually Cobra. They've got baffles, but I have taken every bit of fiberglass out. They have no fiberglass in them anymore. They still have baffles, but no fiberglass. So they're actually a good bit quieter from the factory than what you hear there. But I don't really like quiet. So we'll go, I like a little louder. The back end might be about an inch lower. Those are actually progressive springs. These are actually progressive 430 springs here. So those are 430s. And the front end is actually an inch lower. So that's what those headlights look like. And that's actually what the turn signals look like now. And these are red, which I'm not crazy about, but you know what, I'm okay with it. So it's an inch lower up here. Those are progressive springs in the front. I've actually got a 30 weight full coil in this thing right now. Kind of testing it out. Kind of thinking I'm going to switch back to about a 20 weight. We'll see. We'll see. And for anybody that does this Harley Davidson front wheel, these rotors, of course you could polish these. I haven't really polished mine, not to a mirror shine or anything, but these bolts right here, you can buy these on Amazon. 7 of them with the top hat, spacer top hat, whatever you want to call that piece. 7 of them will run you $14.99. So you get 2 sets, but they are chrome, and those have been on there for quite a while. They say you're supposed to change these bolts after you change rotors or whatever. Listen, I've had these bolts out, they went right back in. And that's one of those Harley things that they just want you to spend more money. Because Harley, hey, if you're a Harley person, you know they like for you to spend money. It's no secret. Alright guys, I guess I'm done here. Alright, I think I covered it all, and I'm bored, and I know you're bored. So oil, AMSOIL, www.MEtricoil.com, MEtricoil.com. Go get you some 10 weight full coil synthetic. Get you some metric 10W40. Get you some Beach Wind 2050 if you want. But I'd still stick with the K&N filter or the high flow. I'd actually stick with the high flow 303 filter. RC 303 high flow. K&N is now made pretty much in China. High flow, from what I understand, used to make K&N filters, and they also make for a lot of other companies. So high flow, probably a good way to go. All right, guys, I'm done. Go get it, MEtricoil.com. See you next time. Have a great day. Bye.